Hi, this is Kimberly with Skiatook Bee Supply and Mystic Mountain Homestead, and today we are working some flow hives. So this flow hive thing has kind of been new to me. It's been a fun experience to work with them, and I can say that there's some positives and there's some negatives. One of the things that I've noted as I've been working this over several months period of time is that here at the top of the hive, in the flow hive portion, where you can see bees getting up here, when we put the lid on and close everything up, there is bees that get trapped up here and they can't get out. And as I've opened the hive here, now we're looking, look at this. Look at all these little dead bees that couldn't get out from the top here because they can only go down through the sides in here. And so that's created somewhat of a little bit of a loss. I mean, yes, the queen does lay lots of eggs and regenerates, but this is a concern for me with this flow hive mechanism. Another thing is when I came into working on these flow hives, there was only one box deep and there was not enough honey going to be stored for winter. So one of the things that I implemented right away was adding a second deep box to that to allow them to grow. My hope was at that point, because it was later in the season, was that the bees would come upstairs and remove some of this honey that was up in the flow hive portion and move it downstairs, because bees do tend to, as the cooler temperatures come up on us here in Oklahoma, do tend to move stored honey out of a honey super and down into the lower portion of the hive. So as you can see, this is what this looks like right here on this flow portion. There is honey in there. You can see bees working, and there's a little one that got stuck in there when I was opening it earlier. We're going to put this back together, and then I want you to take a little peek here at the side view. The side view, we can really get a good view of the honey. Whoop. Let me see if I can take a minute here and get this back on. Okay.
Like a little puzzle. You gotta get it just right.
Just fell off. So I've noticed that, you know, some of these pieces don't hold together really well. See, and this piece is going to have to be screwed back on, but we can do that. So over here is the side view, if you can see over here on this side of the hive, and you can see the comb from the side. So these are meant to help hold it in place, and then this little window is opened up, and you can see that there is honey stored in there. Now what the bees have done is draw out beyond the plastic of the cells.
Yeah, step back here in the light.
Of the flow hive comb that breaks open and releases the honey. They've built out beyond that and then capped it. So I was pleased with that at least. I'm hoping that they will take some of this honey from above and move it downstairs as we progress in our season. If not, then we're going to be waiting till it's cold, coming out, removing this top box of honey and closing the hive back up, and then trying to extract this from inside the house where it's warmer, because the bees won't be able to access it. Because what will happen is you have a queen excluder on here to keep the queen from getting up and laying eggs and brood in this top flow portion of this hive. And what will happen is the bees can move up to be warm and eat, but the queen can't move up through that as well. Now you think, well, why don't you just take off the queen excluder and allow the queen to move up? But if you see these big pieces here, this is where the honey is being stored, and the bees will not be able to cluster in this mechanism and stay warm enough to survive the winter. So we're working this hive as strategically as we can to help them get through this first season with them, and then we will continue to try to use the flow hive to produce honey off of this colony. So I'm going to set this all back together right here, and we're going to open this hive up as we go and see if we can see what's going on downstairs, and hopefully they've stored and drawn comb in this bottom box. So let me open this up. I'm going to crack this open here, and we're going to explore what's in this bottom boxes here. So please like and subscribe to Mystic Mountain Homestead. Share this video with your friends and family, And we'll do another video here in just a little bit on what we see downstairs in this colony. Until later, we'll see you then.